What's up, Starcraft fans? Last time we did Swan level 1, this time we're gonna do Zagara level 1. So, the lesson for today is that sometimes the level 1 commander really just sucks and you're really better off with an ally who knows what he's doing. But it is possible anyway to solo a map with level 1 Zagara, so I will do it. But yeah, keep in mind, if you're level 1 Zagara, if you gotta win a mission, sometimes you just gotta get a map that you really know, like get the ins and outs of the map, and pick it and learn the map because map knowledge pays off. As for Zagara herself, at level 1, she's basically a 1v1 commander that caps out 100 supply, so a weaker version of a 1v1 commander. In fact, it's so weak that you're stuck in the mid game of a 1v1 commander because you can't get higher tech. I mean, your highest tech ground force is an aberration, which is kind of an ultralisk, but does more damage and has less health. And your best anti-air, or your highest tier anti-air, is a corruptor, which can work, but keep in mind you're on 2 base, so it eventually peters out. So you don't want to make too many of them for anti-air. You're better off with hunter killers. The only thing that makes Zagara any good at level 1 is Zagara herself, and even then, Zagara's energy regen is pretty slow, so you gotta know the map. It's really all about map knowledge if you have to play as level 1 Zagara. Or play on lower difficulties, that'll work also. There's no shame in playing on casual difficulty if you're a level 1 Zagara. Level 1 Zagara merits a level 1 lower difficulty because of how weak she is at level 1. In fact, yeah, if I had to pick between these commanders, the worst at level 1 is probably Zagara, followed closely by Carax, without prestigious. Yeah, these two are not particularly strong at level 1. But at level 2, you kind of get a power spike, you get a roach drop, which isn't that awesome, but it is something. It is a whole new ability that allows you to be more effective when pushing. Level 3 is fine. It's not that big of a deal, especially because you can get more hatcheries anyway. And the way I like to inject as Zagara is by having multiple hatcheries in the same area, so I can cycle a queen even though I don't have that fast of a reaction. Scourge upgrade, this is fine. Bio launcher, fine. This is good. Your biggest power spike is probably level 7. Level 7 is what allows you to kind of scale up in power to actually be a co-op commander, scale commander. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable playing on regular brutal in the solo queue until I hit level 7. Because level 7 is when you get to spawn free Bailings from your Bailing nest. And of course, every level from that, level 8, that improves it so much more. Bailings get more splash and more single target damage. This one is fine, although yeah, not that big of a deal. The biggest deals by far are 7 and 8. By far. This one is good, helps your pushing power. Yeah, it's good. Wait, this one is... my mistake. So apparently level 8 is just the aberrations, not the okay. So level 7 and level 11. So Zagara is a 7-11 commander. Her power spikes are level 7 and level 11. So level 8 is just I got confused by the image. So level 8 is just the aberrations spawn 2 Banelings when killed, which is good, but like it's not as impactful as 11. So yeah, 7 and 11 are still the biggest power spikes. This will, yeah, like I said, increase Bailing damage and increase Bailing splash, so really good. Another big upgrade for Zagara, because the Stormlings morph in groups of 3 and they morph instantly. So this hastens your response time by allowing you to have like instant response whenever you get attacked. Of course, these are Zerglings, so ultimately they can only stall until your main army, aka Zagara, gets there. Or the Banelings. Splitter, another great power spike. So your biggest power spikes are 7, 11, and 14. And you will be correct to notice that all of these are Bailing related, because Zagara is basically the Bailing commander. Whenever there's a mutation where Zagara is good, it's usually because she has Balings or Scourge. But yeah, let's get into it. We'll do Donnie Vermillion, and yeah, thank you to Legendary Sinner, who is supporting me in the Immobilization Wave tier, and Darth and Shadow Archon, who are supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. Thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. So yeah, we'll be once again be in the Magura map.
Vermillion, the best map in the game, is where we have to gather 20 Xenon crystals and return them to the stabilizer in the middle of our base. They appear once lava recedes from the low ground. But we need to flee to the high ground while the lava is up.
Correct. Once again, I picked the easiest composition of all, the Devouring Scourge, because that is the only, probably one of the only two that Zagara level 1 can beat. The other one is probably Bio-Terran, but I choose not to go for that here because that comp has battle cruisers, and I don't think Zagara has the firepower to beat battle cruisers. So you can see I don't go for my normal build here. My normal build is 1 gas at 9 supply, spawning pool at 11 supply. But that build is geared toward getting a fast Baling Nest. If you don't have the free Balings, you don't really need to rush the Baling Nest because it would be just a waste. So instead I'm focusing on economy here. Just getting as many workers as they can. Just yeah. I'll get 2 workers on the gas for now. I do need gas, but like minerals are more important in the early game. So I'm just focusing more on minerals. I do have like 4 workers on gas. But yeah, like I said, minerals are more important this stage. Just keep starting more and more workers so that you'll have that juice to push out and take your expansion early. So basically, in the first part of the game, you're building a force that you're gonna use to take your expansion. And once you take your expansion, you need to get the gas. You need to get so much gas to fuel your Baling and Scourge attack. And also a few aberrations. Start the Queen. By the way, I started the Queen right away. Not something I normally do. But again, if you're level 1, you need to scrape and claw for every bit of advantage you can. You can see by now, normally by now, I have a Baling Nest. At least making. And it's close to spawning 3 Banelings for me at this point. But instead, I go for an Evolution Chamber because I need Zagara to be as strong as possible. Because yeah, Zagara has extremely slow energy regen until she hits level 15. So basically your only chance to allow her to spawn enough stuff, Balings or Hunter Killers, is by having her be tanky enough, basically. Yeah, I get the health upgrade right away for Zagara. By the way, the lair is on the way. That will allow me to make the Scourge Nest, as well as reach the Hive. The Hive tech will basically allow me to get the adrenal glands for my Zerglings, which allows me to attack more quickly. Baling Nest is on the way. Nishiki Zagara, I rallied her out to the map so that she can fight right away. So very timed Baling Nest. That Baling Barrage was very much timed out because I know this map. I know how this map works. I know how the rallies work. So I know that Barrage will kill all the wave or the entire wave. You can see I have Zerglings here for backup. I use another Baling Barrage. I spawned the Hunter Killers here. You can see I dodged the Vials. And I push alongside these Zerglings and the Hunter Killers, trying to dodge still the Vials. And you can see I'm still spreading my Queen. Again, you need to use every single advantage that you can. I, by the way, send out 2 workers to the expansion. The enemy Zerg, so I can use their creep. I can build right away, which is pretty nice. You can see I have more Zerglings on the way just to help burst down this hatchery. Yeah, I build a Spore and a Spine because there's a Corruptor there. And the Spine because I want to take out these buildings. Extractor goes down. The Extractor goes down, that will allow me to take the gas right away. I run my Zerglings away so that they won't get damaged by these free Broodlings. And then I run Zagara back. Running Zagara back is pretty important. You will need Zagara to fight the next wave. I use the Queen to spread more creep. I'll start a Spore over here. Because, yeah, the transport... Oh, the attack will arrive by transport. Here it is. Yeah, rally that hatchery right away. Snipe those overdudes before they drop a lot of stuff. Alright. And there's only one overlord that hasn't dropped yet, so I just follow. I just set my Zerglings to follow it. Yeah, you see, without Zagara herself, Zagara is pretty much a 1v1 commander. You have to defend the way, the way like a 1v1 Zerg would defend against drops. Just follow them with Zerglings, put static defense. Yeah. But Zagara obviously still has that Bailing Barrage, which is pretty useful against clubs of Zerglings like this. Put down more creep tumors. So by the way, you notice that I spread my creep tumors this way. There are two reasons for that. Number one, because sometimes the enemy will drop forces here, so I want creep over here for maybe some static defense, but mostly so that my Zergs will be faster when they have to cycle through here. Second is because this is slightly closer. This area is slightly closer to this ramp, so it will allow me to reach the expansion faster. I basically just want to spread creep to my expansion. By the way, I did mention that I wanted the gas from here, so there we go. The gas is being taken. Drones are on the way to pick those up. Morphing some Bailings. So yeah, map knowledge comes into play. You need Bailings by the time the next wave hits. Spotting just in time. So you also see that I position Zagara on the low ground here. The reason I positioned her here is because you need to meet the wave before it hits your base, so that your economy will be relatively unharmed. This next wave here either hits the main or the expansion. So I positioned Zagara in the middle so that she can intercept regardless of where they spawn. So I can see the minimap moving in that direction. So I use my Bailings to intercept that. And then I use, again, Spore Crawlers to help out with defense. That is actually tremendous in helping out the defense. But yeah, you need to put workers to the gas. How you assign workers quickly is by you box select a bunch of workers. For example, yeah, you have 8 here. Box select them, right click them to one extractor, shift click or shift, then click 3 times on the wireframe to remove those 3 from the selection, and then right click the next extractor. What that does is the 3 that you deselected will continue harvesting from this hatchery from this extractor because it already right clicked here. And then the remaining 5 you right click onto this one, so that only the 3 will continue harvesting from here, and the 5 that you still have selected will change command to this one. And then shift click 3 times again, so that the remaining 2 can be sent back to the minerals. Ideally, you want to have just exactly 6, but that rarely happens. Here you have exactly 6, so it's only 2-step. Click, shift, click. That probably was more confusing than it needed to be. But the idea is, you box select quickly, order them to here, deselect the drones, send them to here. Anyway, resume. Making another hatchery over there. As I mentioned earlier, the extra hatchery is what I need to produce more stuff. You can see creep is creeping forward. I actually needed this queen to move forward. Yeah, I was actually late in spreading creep this one. That was my mistake. But I was busy. Trying to defend the attack wave, defend the getting the crystals, getting my base up and running, saturating. So yeah, I kind of forgot a little bit about creep spread, but honestly speaking, I would do this over again. The creep spread is the least important aspect of this, but it's still pretty important. But this is the least important among the things like keeping your base alive, making sure you have your economy up and running, getting upgrades. Yeah, it's still important, but not quite as important as the other ones I prioritized. And given the same choice, I would make them again. So, another part of being the weakest commander at level 1 is that you kind of have to rely a bit on your static defense, even though you're not known as a static defense commander. You kind of need them to stay alive. So, at this stage, the next 3 crystals are on the high ground, you can see. And you're not quite strong enough to push there as it is. So you kind of need to power up first. You can get a bunch of aberrations for frontline damage. You need those. You actually need those aberrations to get that pushing power. Once again, I'll position my aberrations at Zagara on this area, just in case they spawn another attack wave from there. Alright, getting more stuff. See, I also have Banelings there. And I have Scourge. +2 attack for ground and air are on the way. So I use Mass Frenzy. Use Mass Frenzy, guys. Really good. Okay. See, these aberrations are holding their own. They're pretty resilient. They can still continue dealing damage even though the Zergers are gone. I have these drones. So the next set of crystals will be difficult because they spawn in 3 different spots. Assuming you've been collecting all the crystals so far, these first four spawns are relatively easy. You basically get half the mission completed to you for free. The first set of crystals is here in the main base. Second set is here in the low ground. Third set spawns in 2 groups of 2, so 2 here and 2 here. The fourth set is on the high ground, either here or here on the north, or the far west or the far north. The next one will be a bit more difficult because they spawn in 3 different places. One spawns here on the high ground north, one spawns here on the high ground southwest, and one spawns somewhere here or here on the low ground between the 2. You see, I'm just trying to defend, making these static defense, and this is where having the determination comes in. Like, it's a bit hectic. I'm getting attacked in multiple places, and all I can really do is scramble. Scramble, put up as much stuff as I can, make it with Scourge. One of them connects, the other one dies. But I kind of have to do what I can to stay alive, because Zagara is terrible at level 1. And honestly, all you can do is hope for the best, while just playing as fast as you can, making as much static defense and as many Scourges as you can. The gas is really expensive. I didn't kill that queen. Probably not the best target in that situation, but okay, I did make a few corruptors. That'll help out against these guardians. You can see it's pretty steady damage. It's pretty steady damage. It may not get the kills, but it's putting a lot of damage. Yeah, it got 1 kill that time. That's good. But yeah, you don't want to rely on too many corruptors, especially without prestige. Okay, you can see I'm making more drones. That is not a mistake. I actually want the drones for more static defense, because static defense does not cost gas. You see, I'm pretty gas targeted Zagara. I only 270, 280, and I have a lot of minerals. So I'm making the drones so that I can make more static defense to be my primary anti-air this game. That wasn't a good connection. I was supposed to right-click the Mulus with those, but it's pretty hectic. But regardless, it's still less stuff that you have to kill, so still pretty good. So now I start +3 attacks on ground and air. Make more static defense. You can see that creep I told you about earlier, it's now coming into play. I did put down the creep tumors earlier in the game, and now I can have static defense there. Again, map knowledge. These creep tumors were here for the past 14 minutes, and now they're coming into play.
Another quake, another lava surge coming soon.
Alright. Pull back. Don't have enough yet. You can see the injecting style I have. I'm not very good at macro. I'm probably, in 1v1, I'm probably like Platinum League at best. At the very best. More like Gold or Silver League though. But, that being said, my macro is not very good. my larva injects are not very on point. So what I do is put down 3 hatcheries in the same spot, so that even when my queen builds energy, I can just have 3 hatcheries injecting simultaneously. It costs more, but it's effectively the same. Your larvae are a bit later, but you still get the larva from the injects. Next set will be that was a pretty lucky one. So the next set of crystals either spawns here or here on the low ground. So I gotta prioritize these. I'm at 12 crystals so far, and I need 20, so I need 8 more. So these 3 will give me 37.5% of the way I need to get from 12 to 20. So I gotta prioritize. That's a third of all the crystals I need. So I move there. So yeah, map knowledge. Gotta prioritize where the best crystal collection spots are. Again, use Baiting Barrage to get rid of the bulk of the Zerglings. Dodge that ensnare. It's pretty good. And then send these workers. You can see I have a bunch of control groups once again. But notably, no control groups for idle workers. Because idle workers are what I need to collect those. What I use for the idle workers is just this one, the F1. I use the F1. Just hold control, press F1. That'll select all the idle workers, and that's good enough to select the harvesting workers. I just waited to receive this attack wave. There it is. You can see the spore crawlers coming into play. We are getting rid of them. That was pretty nice. That was a pretty good cleanup. I didn't lose a lot. Making more aberrations. Again, I need the aberrations for the push here. I need every bit of help I can get. So here, I just need to whittle down the wave. I throw a baiting barrage mostly to bait out the enemy force because pushing up the ramp here is a terrible idea. So I incorporate the lessons I learned from Artanis. Picking and choosing your fights. That was lesson 3. Picking and choosing your fights. I threw down a baiting barrage here to bait the enemies to going out, to give up their high ground advantage, to give up their defender's advantage where I have to fan out. Instead, they're fanning out into me. So I have a better setup. Intercept this force. Alright. So I just commit all these forces. They'll all probably die, but I've already broken through the defenses, so I can kind of set him through here. Meanwhile, Zagara needs to stay alive. She is the anchor of my defense, so I pull her back. Yeah, these aberrations are just fighting. They'll probably lose, but the important thing is that they are dealing damage. That is the important thing. Okay. The big hybrid survives, but it's basically the only defender left in this spot. So I can gather my force. Wait for the next set. By the way, it's important that I broke through this area because yeah, the next set spawns 2 here. So that was pretty important. Feel ready to push again. Use the hunter killers. Focus down the hybrid. And down it goes without even using a storm. That's pretty good. So now I got a free crystal here, the one from earlier. I'm finally able to push into here. I'm just banking up the gas. I'm not producing stuff because I need to bank up the gas. I once again put Zagara out here. Put a baiting barrage. Kill as many as I can. Make a few banelings. Pull back. 10 banelings should be fine. Okay. Ooh, just barely dodged that snare. That's nice. Okay, I use the mass frenzy, so I can collect those. Collect those 2. Zagara is a bit surrounded. Might actually get killed. Nope, not yet at least. They still got a bunch of Zerglings here. So I will not be able to get this. I think this one might be possible. Not the other one. Yeah, so these 2 are pretty heavily guarded. So I'll have to hide my drones over here and come out when it's safe. So on Vermillion, the the escort waves and the attack waves respect the lava timings. They don't get damaged by the lava, but they respect the lava timings. So there's a bit of an opening between when the lava is starting to rise and when the xenon crystal actually disappears. During that small window, you can send a worker in to steal that crystal just before the lava rises.
More lava coming soon.
You can watch it happen right here.
Admit it.
You see the force retreated, so I'm able to pull this crystal. I was able to quite see these workers. I wasn't quite able to see them, but it was actually, yeah, there we go. I did see it eventually. It was a bit late, so unfortunately will not. You can see this is also unguarded, but yeah, I was a bit too late reacting, which is unfortunate.
Spread as the molten salamander resurfaces. Will the Dominion
But yeah, that's a trick you can use, especially if you're a level 1 commander. Just wait on the escort waves to retreat from the lava, even though they don't get damaged for it because they're idiots. But anyway, I need to get more army.
The lava has receded once more, leaving both crystals
So
and destruction in its wake.
I just keep hiding that worker. Here we go. Here's the attack wave. I'm just waiting to receive them over here. Destroy that entire bailing force. Pretty good. See, I meet them out here. Clean out these things. Xenon crystal on the way.
The timetable says workers should
So
be
now I'm at 17. I only need 3 more. So I have 3 here, but
Valerian choose.
it's a heavily guarded position. You saw how much difficulty I had earlier assailing 1 big hybrid. Now you're gonna see how much more difficult it is to assail 3, because it is really difficult. I'm just trying to scrape and claw my way toward a victory here, just using whatever I can. I don't quite want to max out on Zerglings because they'll die really quick at the splash. The 2 big hybrids here are both splash units, and I can't take them out fast enough. So yeah, I kind of don't want to waste my money on that and make some aberrations instead. I tried to see if I can steal this crystal, but unfortunately it's on the high ground, so it'll be pre-defended 100% of the time. You see, and don't, yeah, like I said, the big hybrids are pretty difficult to deal with, so I just retreat. I gotta pull back.
A jolt of seismic activity rocks.
I gotta pull everything back.
Already a prime. The lava won't be too far.
Again, I just received this attack wave over here on my static defense.
An update.
Yeah, they'll die. So you see, having the static defense does pay off, so I'll add more. It pays off, so, you know, why not make more? Yeah, just, you can see, in the end game of Donny Vermillion, in the end game, 1 crystal will always spawn around this low ground area. Around around the 28-minute mark, around that time, after the double crystal spawn here, there will always be a crystal that spawns in this area, and all I have to do is wait for the wave, wait for the crystal, clean out that wave, and then get this crystal every lava surge. As long as you successfully get this crystal every lava surge, or before every lava surge, you should be okay. Obviously, the waves get stronger over time, but that's what the static defense is for. You just have to survive the attack wave. Yeah, let them wash over these spore crawlers, and they will eventually get cleaned out. Clean them out. Another attack wave, so I need more static defense.
A jolt of seismic activity rocks the surface of Vermillion.
I receive the attack wave once again over my spine or my spore crawler forest.
Is hitting now.
Clean out the guardians. Pretty effective. I should have actually sent a worker here to steal the crystal,
Spread as the
but
molten
unfortunately I was busy with defense. I wasn't quite able to have the bandwidth for it. But we're still fine. As long as I keep collecting the crystal that spawns in this high ground area or this low ground area, I'll be fine.
surge is ending, viewers.
How many more do I need? I need 2 more.
I'm sure there's a lot more excitement.
So once again, I use a bailing barrage here to clean out the bailings, and then I meet them over here on my high ground area. That's a very strong position. That's a very strong position I have over there. There's another attack wave hitting over here. It's getting pretty difficult. Good thing that I can kind of match up with him. What upgrades does my enemy have? They have 3-3. I think my enemy's at 3-3. I only have +3 attack. But I do have Zagara, so that kind of helps out a bit. I cannot... You can see that I don't have enough gas to spend on armor upgrades. I absolutely cannot spare any gas for armor upgrades. I'm better off getting attack upgrades. I'm better off killing stuff. Okay, so here's the play. Here's the play. These air units will not go away. So the only thing I can do is bait them. Bait them using my army. These guys are just bait, and this will allow my drone to surface and steal the crystal from under their noses. And then draw. Remember, you have to micro the crystal away. You have to micro the drone away to safety, to this high ground area, so it doesn't get sniped by this force. Because if it goes here, it's dead. So you have to pull it back to safety. Are these? See, I can uproot these. I can absolutely uproot these spore crawlers, but I don't. I kind of feel like not. I kind of feel like not doing it right now. I have more Scourge on the way. Clean that out. 7,000 minerals. I should probably spam more static defense. I should just spam infinity static defense. Crystal's on the way. That means I only need one more. One more, and it's over here. As long as I survive, they don't quite get drawn all the way here. So I kind of have to do the steal strategy once again. I'm putting down static defense here. Fight these, but unfortunately, more Zergis come in. This might be my last chance, so I might do the steal trick again, the baiting trick again. Here they come. Here they come. Okay, this is big. The enemy forces are retreating. This will give my drone the window it needs to come up to my base, which unfortunately is under attack. So what my all my army is trying to do is distract these workers, or these enemies, for me being able to kill off all my workers. I need one worker here. I just need one worker here to keep collecting the crystal. This is an actual fight now, so we have to make sure to get this crystal. We're using all our workers. We're using all our workers. Try and get this one crystal to safety. This Orobu, pretty bold, but yeah, we just need to get this one guy to safety. We just need to get one guy to safety. It's game over. This is the last crystal. So yes, Zagara level 1 really sucks. This is the weakest. This is the weakest enemy competition. But I still lost my expansion because Zagara is that weak of a commander at level 1. And in order to win, in order to beat this, you kinda need to scrape and claw your way. Use every advantage you can. Abuse the map patterns. Learn the attack wave patterns. Wait. Camp the crystal area until the lava is about to rise and the enemy forces retreat from that area, and use that opening to steal the crystal. Or you can play a lower difficulty and it should be fine, honestly. But yeah, Zagara level 1, painful. I will see you guys next time for Vermillion.